Imagine, for a moment, a world without money. No coins, no bills, no credit cards. How would you buy anything? Welcome to the prehistoric marketplace, a chaotic, bustling, and frankly, frustrating place. This isn't a scene from a fantasy novel. This was the reality of our ancestors. They relied on a system called barter, a direct exchange of goods and services. Sounds simple, right? Well, let's take a closer look. The sun beats down on a dusty clearing filled with people. The air hums with the sound of shouting, chickens clucking, and the occasional disgruntled grunt. Everyone has something to trade, but finding the right deal is like looking for a needle in a haystack. There's a potter, his face etched with frustration, trying to trade his beautiful clay pots for some leather. But the leatherworker doesn't need pots, he needs fish. The fisherman, meanwhile, has a net full of today's catch but is desperately searching for some sharp flint for his tools. It's a messy, inefficient dance of mismatched needs and wants. Let's zoom in on one particular story, the story of a farmer we'll call Gron. Gron has had a good harvest. He's lugging a heavy sack of wheat, probably 50 pounds of it, on his back. He spots a man with a coop of healthy-looking birds and his eyes light up. This is it. He approaches the chicken owner, sweat beading on his forehead, and gestures from his sack of wheat to one of the plump chickens. The chicken owner eyes the wheat, then shakes his head. No wait, he communicates, maybe with a gesture or a few simple words. I need an axe. A good stone axe. Gron's shoulders slump. An axe. He's a farmer, not a toolmaker. He doesn't have an axe. Disappointed, but not defeated, Gron continues his search. He has to find someone with a stone axe who wants wheat, so he can then trade the axe for the chicken. This is what economists call the double coincidence of wants, and it's a huge problem. You don't just have to find someone who has what you want. That person also has to want what you have. Gron wanders through the market, his sack feeling heavier with every step. He finally finds a toolmaker, a strong-looking woman with several sharp stone axes laid out on a hide. Hope flickers in Gron's chest again. He points to his wheat, then to an axe. The toolmaker inspects the grain. She pinches a few kernels, rubs them between her fingers. She looks up and shakes her head. She doesn't need wheat. What she needs, she explains, is a sturdy woven basket to carry her tools. So now, the chain gets longer. Gron needs a basket to trade for an axe to trade for a chicken. He sets off again, his optimism fading fast. He finds a basket weaver, an old man with skilled hands, sitting under a shady tree. A basket. Gron thinks. Perfect. He offers his sack of wheat. The old man smiles, a kind but weary smile. Your wheat is good, he says, but I have more than enough. What I really need is some fresh meat for my family. And there it is. The end of the line. The complex chain of trades has completely broken down. Gron, the farmer, is left standing in the middle of the market, his sack of wheat still on his back, heavier than ever. The chicken owner still has his chickens but no axe. The toolmaker has her axes but no basket. The basket weaver has his baskets but no meat. Everyone has something of value, yet everyone is left empty-handed, exhausted, and deeply frustrated by the sheer inefficiency of it all. Gron lets the sack of wheat slide to the ground with a thud, raising a cloud of dust. He looks up at the sky, his face a mask of pure exasperation. He worked hard to grow this wheat. It has value. But in this system, its value is locked, useless, unless he can find that one perfect person in a million who needs exactly what he has, right when he needs what they have. In that upward glance, you can see a silent, desperate plea, a cry for a better way, a need for something, anything, that everyone could agree on, a universal medium of exchange that could break these frustrating chains and finally make trade simple. That desperate look, that was the moment the idea of money was born. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey back in time interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories about how our world came to be. See you in the next video.